now beaming into Nerd FT Radio.
This is Nerd FT Radio, where nerds full-time, explorers of the metaverse, surfers of the blockchain, and not in our mom's basements. I'm your host, RSG, aka Riri Williams' #1 fan, and I'm here with Crypto Crier, aka the God of War noob. Crier, how are you?
Doing good, man. Was so tired of listening to the markets that I downloaded God of War and was like, let's try this shit out.
That's what we got. Hey, by the way, a lot of people have the left and right of this, and it's the spaces that's been going on for like the last 72 hours. I don't think it's stopped since. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, who is it? It's Mario, right? That's his name.
Mario Narwhal or something like that.
Mario Nawfal, Nawfal. So obviously, right before we'll get into the FTX thing, but right before we get into it, the left side of things, I'm more on the side of saying like, hey, this is great. It's live reporting. They had Elon on. They had SCV. Is it CV? That's his name, right? CZ on. They had a couple exchanges. They've had multiple people. That's the awesome part. But obviously, on the right side, let's go ahead and say, like,
the reporting is fake.
8 out of 10, the reportings are off completely, and it's going into. By the way, we're in the NFT space, right? Let's go into what exactly happened. One of the individuals, as a joke, as you know, that's all the community at Sappy Seals does, is joke around, shit post, have a great time. One of the people in the community, as a joke, as they usually do, said that Sappy Seals had all their funds in FTX, and Mario grabbed that shit, pinned it, and went ham on it. And then like 15 minutes later, Elon jumps on. Like, it was right before Elon. So like you had all those people in there like expecting Elon. So they heard that Sappy Seal. So that actually not tanked the floor, but dropped it a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. So obviously Wob, the full team, a lot of people came out and said, hey, it's obviously a joke. It's a copy pasta, the whole 9 yards. He actually said sorry. He pinned that he was wrong as well. But again, I was in the spaces for a few hours as well as just randomly throughout the week. And he was having to correct and edit a bunch of tweets. There was one time he actually tweeted that one of the person that hacked FTX, or whoever it was, sent over like 100 ETH or like 1,000 ETH somewhere, and then out of nowhere he had to correct himself like 30 minutes later, saying, "Oh, it wasn't 1,000 ETH, it was only 10." So like he's all over the place.
He kept on saying like 666 ETH was sent to Vitalik, and it was like he was sending SBF tokens to people. Like he saw a transaction for 666 and assumed it was ETH or I don't know. And like I saw Zach XBT was like ragging.
Yes, he was going ham.
Saying, your analyst team doesn't know how to read Etherscan, so
exactly.
You want to actually get people that know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah,
but yeah, exactly. I mean, besides all the fake reporting and all the thing is no one knows what's going on, right? Like the only thing that we know is what's actually on chain, and what actually is on chain is that the last thing that we did get to talk about last week was around $400 million were shifted between accounts. And then we had another multi-sig wallet set up with more Ethereum. So just almost $1 billion worth of crypto was moving from the FTX wallets. So haven't heard anything, super solid in terms of information coming from the whole scene. But yeah, just a wild turn of events. Went from, it only took like a week to be one of the most reputable names in crypto to unbelievably the largest offender of money laundering or Ponzi-nomics or, anything of any nature, just financial fraud known to man. So pretty good week.
Yeah, pretty crazy weekend. I will say again, when you are talking about those funds and the hack and everything like that, for some of the people that unfortunately or fortunately are on Twitter 24/7 like us, just to let you know, it's FTX. That's everything's going on. We talked about it last episode, but the major thing that happened actually on Friday at like 1 a.m. was that actually around midnight, FTX had an automatic update, and if you updated your app, it was draining wallets across across the world, and a bunch of money got taken out. I actually took out my money of FTX, if I'm not mistaken, like 7 or 8 months ago. By the way, I knew this was I'm kidding. I did not know this was going to happen, but I took out my money a while ago, but I still had the app on my phone. So when everything was going on, and of course, by the way, the security side of things, if you're ever needing like those updates or anything like that, the NRN Discord, we actually have a sub channel in there that you're able to receive all the news and everything on the security side. If a project has a compromised Discord, a Twitter account, as well as any of these things, we try to stay up to date for you guys. So if you are looking a place for that, 100% slide over to the NRN Discord. Now back to it. So pretty much all the apps were getting updated and they were draining wallets left and right. On my side, I still had the app there and I was like, deleted that shit, sent it, texted my dad. My dad had it, deleted that. Everything's good, the whole nine. But I still remember when FTX, the app itself, was Blockfolio. That's where I got into it. And that's where I got some sushi, ETH, and all that. It was actually my wallet before Coinbase, or the exchange that I'd use before Coinbase that I use now. And it's just kind of crazy where, as just like myself, like I had reputable people of my friends, at least, that have been in this space for a very long time, and they all directed me towards SBF as well as FTX and Blockfolio. Like, hey, this is the guy, you are safe here, the whole nine. And look where we're at. Hey, listen, I lost like $50 in there probably. And at least I'm not Brady, where he lost like $650 million. So in hindsight, pretty good.
Tom Brady's having a rough year.
By the way, Brady played phenomenal. He's back. Looks like he's back after the divorce. He's like, hey, looks like I don't have to, go back to the kids and the wife, so I can just play football. That seems to be what he wants to do. And we're going. But again, Mr. Wonderful,
he's got to earn money now.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, that he has that Fox News, or excuse me, the Fox.
Yeah, no, I'm just joking.
What is this? Is the Fox? He's going to be one of the announcers, and he signed like a 10 or 12 year, like amount, 500, 600 million. So in 10 years he'll just make it back by just announcing football. But again, that update came out. By the way, if you still have FTX on your phone, on whatever it is, your tablet, anything like that, please delete it as quickly as possible. There has been also some reports. This is what Mario should probably do. By the way, I'm just saying this, but it could be false. There's also reports that people have had emails stating that if you had your bank account connected to FTX, that they were also trying to take out some funds on the bank account side of things. So not only should you delete FTX, you should also go into your bank account, go to linked apps, and pretty much cut off the access. Yeah, exactly. Cut off the access to FTX or anything like that. And again, the main thing from all of this that's happened over the weekend is, number one, get your coins off exchanges. If you're in the space, you should know how to already do this. Get it over to a MetaMask, get it over to your ledger, whatever the case may be. And number two, it's probably fuck Sam. That's all I got. That's definitely all I got. I will say another update right now, and this is not 100%, but he is still detained in the Bahamas. It's been said that his father is there as well. If I'm not mistaken, his father is his lawyer as well, like something like that. He's pretty big.
I think they're. I think both his parents are lawyers.
Yeah, so we'll see what's happening. He should be in the Bahamas right now. A lot of reports were coming out that he was in Argentina. Seems like that's not the case. Again,
that was another fake one. They were just randomly saying that a plane left from Argentina, and then it turned out to 5 minutes later it's his plane, and it's just insane.
It was the same plane, private jet that he uses, but he wasn't on it, something like that. But again, that's where we're at right now. He's still in the Bahamas, it seems like. Delete FTX, and like I said, fuck Sam. Crier, anything you'd like to top off the FTX?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the more people see this type of stuff, the more people get disheartened. But I also think this is also probably the best things that can happen to crypto, because the faster that these types of scams get shaken out and people actually understand that you have to hold your own money with crypto. And the whole point of this is to not have a trusted individual in between you, but have a, no intermediary. The smart contract or your wallet is the intermediary, right? So, the more that we find that we don't need a licensing regime just to improve our trust, we remove the need for trust, period. So again, I think there's going to be a lot of regulation from this, and realistically, it's just going to be a tough couple of months, possibly a year. But we had it was doing great. Crypto was on its way back up. There was a lot of, stocks did really well and the dollar went down, which is those are very correlated with prices of Ethereum and Bitcoin going up. So if we can shake this short-term thing, I think there could be some up movement just because we're so oversold and, there's a lot of panic, but we'll see. We did get a lot of really large wallets buying Ethereum and Bitcoin. So we'll see.
Hey, remember when it's panic, maybe it's time to, accumulate a little bit, but the founder, the CEO of Binance said CV, right? It's CV. CZ. Why am I saying V? All right. Wait, hold up.
You're wrong.
Hold up. CV. I'm wrong. It's yes. All right. So he came out and said also that there's going to be a lot of other exchanges. And because of this is just the beginning of the dominoes coming down. Yeah, and a lot of people are speculating that crypto.com as well is going to have some issues.
But again, they've been doing crazy shit too. It's like,
yeah, they sent, by the way, can we talk about how they sent like
20,000 Ethereum to
the wrong
Gate.io instead of their new cold wallet that they set up. So just some asshole had 80% of their entirety of their funds missent. And if that wasn't a good actor, if that wasn't, what if you received 320,000 Ethereum? What would you do?
I probably if let's just put it this way, Crier, I'm going to be honest with you. If I didn't send it back, I'd be going to jail. Didn't that happen? Didn't that happen to some lady in Australia from Coinbase where they just sent her a boatload of ETH and she bought a house, the whole 9 yards, and now she's getting sued for doing it when they're like, "Hey, can you send it back?" And then so maybe I'd give them a little bit of I'm not sending it back, and then they're like, you know what, keep like 5. I'm like, okay, bye, all right, and I send it back, but it is kind of interesting.
I would have a 20% finder's fee.
Yeah, it's a finder's fee. Like, it's in my wallet. Like, what are you gonna do? If I send it to you, is that gonna like mess with my taxes? Are you gonna pay for that? Like, who knows?
That'd be what? How much would that be? 6,400 ETH. That'd be nice. I'll take that now.
I'd take that. I'd be buying myself a little Bored Ape, if you ask me. Buy some Bored Ape, some Cool Cats, maybe an extra doodle, and then just leave it all in ETH. We'd be chilling.
Buy 2,000 staking nodes.
That too. That'd be actually very nice to do that as well.
That'd probably be the better move right there. But yeah, so they sent out a bunch of 320,000 ETH and then got sent back like it was October or something like that. But people are now finding stuff because they're trying to track all these shitty exchanges and see what they actually do. But yeah, it's just a disaster out there. So if you haven't learned yet, when I say it like 17 times, probably over this is episode 97, I probably said it 94 of the episodes I've said, make sure you keep money off exchanges and use your hard wallet.
Use a hard wallet.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
People listen.
Maybe one day. The one thing I will say, like I said earlier, if the takeaway from this, if you're in the space and you're active, you're in the NFT space, you're in the crypto space, the main thing is that you got to get those tokens to your actual wallet. Own those tokens. Own the keys. If you don't own the keys, they're not your assets. They're not your coins. Get things off where you have full control of it. If you're in the space. For the people outside the space, we'll probably see you in like 3 or 4 years because you probably this news pretty much told you like, yeah, I'm not touching this shit for some time now. So it is what it is. See you guys in 3-4 years. And when you need the help, we're right here. We're going to have like how many episodes by then? Like 400. So you're going to have some time to go through all of our episodes and be prepared for the next big run. But again, just getting those things off. And that's where it is a learning opportunity for a lot of people. And unfortunately for the individuals that were affected by this, it's gonna be a pretty big nightmare for some time now, but hopefully we'll get through it and the whole nine. One of the things I actually saw as well in Europe, if I'm not mistaken, Binance is you're not able to actually go in and use Binance. So a lot of individuals in Europe, the go-to was FTX, was Blockfolio, and because of regulation and whatnot, that didn't allow them to go to Binance. It affected them that big. And imagine like how you feel as a person that lives over there that like, hey, like I would have went Binance, or I would have went another way. But if it wasn't for these laws and these regulations that didn't allow me to go that way. So it should feel on the side of the government pretty shitty, as well as for the individual that lost all that money. But again, it's just pretty incredible. And the one thing that still just doesn't sit right with me is how big of an advocate Sam was for regulation, for policy in the space. And imagine if he was successful, like they would have uncovered all of this. I would probably say that maybe he thought if he was successful, that crypto would be at a higher spot where we wouldn't have figured all this out because he had the funds, had all the stuff, the whole nine. But thankfully, even if it's a bad thing, thankfully we found it not as soon as possible, because we probably could have found it sooner, but at least we found it now, and the bad individuals are hopefully going to get some time. But who knows? Because he was a big donor in one of the presidents that we have right now, Uncle Joe. So maybe he might not see some jail time. But that's just something.
There's no way.
Going out there.
I mean,
it's gonna be kind of.
If there is, if to be honest, that would probably be the best thing ever for crypto.
What?
If he didn't get jail time?
If he didn't, what do you mean?
If he didn't get jail time, that would be the best thing ever for crypto, because people would lose it. That would mean there was some like collusion between the government and like this whole nonsense.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying here, but okay. But speaking of collusion, and speaking of random countries doing random stuff, the FIFA World Cup is coming up. I said come. The FIFA World Cup is coming up, and it's obviously in the country of Qatar. Kind of crazy that it's in Qatar, because like, who would have expected Qatar? And we don't have to talk about how they got there, but the FIFA's already been told that it was corrupt and people got arrested, the whole 9 yards. But we still like soccer here. At least I do. We got some soccer. We got the World Cup, the biggest event literally in the world.
Probably
There's going to be billions of people watching, and FIFA has decided to partner up with Upland to launch some NFTs. And it's going to be in the sense of like that Topshot side of things. It's going to be World Cup highlights. So obviously, if you've been a fan of football, or soccer, football, baseball, anything, you know that you get baseball cards, you know that you get cardboard cards, and that's it. And they don't move. And the whole massive thing of NBA Topshot was it's time to elevate on the digital collectible side, because now we can get into video highlights and seeing all this stuff and owning those moments. Now, this is what Upland is trying to do with the FIFA World Cup. It's going to be on the sense of games are going to go, they're going to get the best highlights, and then they're going to start selling packs of those highlights for you to own. Now, there's going to be, once again, the left of this and the right of this. The left of this is going to say, that sounds like a cash grab. You're just selling moments and there's no utility behind it. I would assume, Crier, you think that's a little bit like that, right?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And then on the right side, obviously, if you think about it, that's been for like the last hundreds of years with all of these sports memorabilias and collectibles and anything pretty much in my room right now. So on this side, again, they're bringing a product that some people, a niche group, which obviously for the FIFA World Cup is absolutely massive. So this is going to be something that people are going to want. And that's honestly what they want to do. Like that, they just want to have those moments and own it, just like collecting cards, posters, Funkos, whatever the case may be. So I do like it on that sense where people are going to have a great time. I will say that obviously while the World Cup is going on, people are going to be attached to and like, oh, I want this, I want that. Maybe there's some trading feature or something like that. But let me ask you, Crier, are you going to be buying some?
Me? No. Definitely not,
bro. Come
on.
I
mean, I'm not a big soccer guy, and I'm not a big, like sports memorabilia guy either. Like I like football and stuff like that, but I don't have a lot of sports memorabilia and stuff like that. I do think it's pretty interesting to see. Multiple sports companies and memorabilia companies have gone this route of digital collectibles for sports. Topshot, there's the NFL all day. So this one will be for soccer. This one's more specifically like land based, where you can get like flags and, wearables, collectibles that you can put in your house in Upland. So
did not know that.
It's more of like flags and a lot of different like outdoor decor items to add value, it says, to properties and stuff like that. So
it's utility.
Yeah, so Upland is just like a physical land that you can like purchase the same copy. Like I could purchase my house land in Upland. It's like they're doing like advertising and stuff like that for billboard, like digital billboards, stuff like that. So if you had like AR glasses in the future, you could buy a billboard and put on your property or something like that. So awesome. Upland is pretty interesting. I've seen it a couple times, but I think overall, again, this is like super early. I think we'll see. It'll be something that gets a little bit of traction, but overall it's mostly just like a buzzword for us and metaverse news, and it's nothing. I don't think anything mega substantial will come out of this. But it is a multi-year thing though, so maybe this will do something in a couple of years. We'll get some traction on the metaverse side, but yeah, I think we're still a little bit early on this one.
And by the way, a lot of people, again, when you think about it, the World Cup comes every 4 years. Will there be this added utility of maybe if I have these later down the road, am I going to get something else, a free pack, or let's just say, I don't know, anything like that, just added utility later down the road. When we talk about NFTs, the utility buzzword is always going to be thrown out there. Some people on the art side say the utility is just owning the art and being able to buy and sell it so easily. But there's other individuals like, hey, art can transform from that. Why aren't artists doing more stuff, and why aren't companies doing more stuff to give back to the people that own these assets and access to things and all that? So it'll be super cool to actually see what's going down. And of course, there is going to be the women's Go ahead.
Out of all the people who own them, they get like a raffle for a full trip to the next.
I have something about that because there's an NFT project in the space that's actually kind of doing something like that. So we'll go into it after this. But there is also the FIFA World Cup, the women's FIFA World Cup coming up as well. So maybe if you own some of these, you might be able to get something there that's in a year. So they can do a lot of really interesting stuff if they actually put their mind to it, and it's hopefully not a cash grab. So we'll see what happens. But like you said, speaking of that added utility and being able to maybe have a chance to go to a soccer game, meet a massive player in the soccer world, tickets, merchandise, whatever. There's actually an NFT project that's launching something for the World Cup. By the way, did you know that FIFA, if you use the word World Cup in any marketing, like FIFA will like have you like hung pretty much? Like they just go ham on you. They're like, yeah, you cannot do that. Like they go crazy. And a lot of NFT projects have been trying to use the word the two words World Cup. And they've been getting like, yo, you're not a cease and desist pretty much. Like, hey, you can't use that. Take that stuff off. So this project that's coming out is called Cool Cats FC, Cool Cats Football Club. So we have the Cool Cats coming in hot and announcing that Cool Cats FC, which is in parentheses for you people that don't like the term football for soccer, it's football club, a collection of 4,000 NFTs by the Cool Cats, Animoca Brands, and A-Era Football to celebrate the world's largest football event. You like how they didn't say World Cup? Dynamic NFTs. As your team advances, so does your NFT. So the crazy thing about this is the rewards are going to be something that money can't buy. So when they talk about this, what you're going to go ahead and do is when you're at mint, by the way, it's going to be a public mint of 0.1. And if you have a cool cat or a cool pet, you're going to be able to mint at 0.069. Nice. What's going to happen here is it's launching on the 18th, which, like I said, the public mint is 0.1. The allow list is going to be 0.069 on the 17th. So cool cats and cool pets are allowed listed. 1,000 are going to be for cool cats, 600 are going to be for cool pets, and 300 are going to be for pre-mint giveaways. So again, they're doing this to get the community going. Again, I always talk about how that event with Arc 8 with Gamey was super successful, got people going, talking to each other, playing against each other, wanting to know more. This is an opportunity for a community of people to get into the World Cup and as well as in the ecosystem of Cool Cats. So pretty much how it's going to work is the mint's going to go down, the reveal is going to come in, and you're going to be able to buy, sell, or trade the NFTs representing the team you believe is going to win. I don't know about the trading side of it. I would love to talk a little bit about that because, obviously now we're still not like the best time for trading NFTs because there's some sketchy stuff on there.
There is going to
there is also after that trade, then it says participate in community events for a chance to win rewards. And then these NFTs are also going to evolve. So what these NFTs are, it's going to be like the little blue cat playing soccer. There's going to be some traits and whatnot. That's just nothing crazy about that. Maybe you just like the aesthetics of it. But at the bottom, you're going to get the mint and it's going to reveal. And at the bottom, you're going to see the country's flag: Argentina, United States, Germany, Italy, whatever the case may be. And of course, the heavy hitters are going to be the Brazils, the Argentinas, where those are probably going to be a lot more expensive than the others. But going through like what I truly believe they should go ahead and do is finding utility for the teams that are not going to go that far, and maybe they can do some crazy stuff on that side. So hopefully they do that. But the experiences and the rewards that are going to go ahead and happen, the in real life experience are going to be a Series A top teams match tickets, AC Milan, Juventus, or Napoli. So pretty much what that means is you're going to get received tickets to go and to a soccer match of these massive teams. Number one, in real life merchandise, signed and match worn jerseys of massive players, and then a OneFootball Cool Cat special edition jersey. If you go and look at these jerseys, they're Cool Cat, like they're Cool Cat out. It looks like a soccer. It's just awesome thing. So maybe you can get a hold of that. They're also going to be giving away Cool Cats, Cool Pets, Cool or Cats FC NFTs, and some OneFootball digital video moments. They actually do the same thing on the highlight side of things, just like NBA Topshot as well. And they're going to do some packs, so you're going to have the opportunity there. Now, the grand prize, 5 lucky holders of the championship team, let's say I'm betting on Argentina, by the way, will get this once in a lifetime multi-day experience. You're going to be able to meet one of the world's best football players in real life and ask all your burning questions. Number one, private tour of the AC Milan stadium and museum, VIP football match experience at AC Milan, meet the creators of Cool Cats FC and immerse yourself in the world of football and Web3. Get an exclusive tour of the AC Milan Club Museum. I thought they already said that. And a round trip and accommodation at a 4-star hotel in Milan included, and the big one, more. I don't know what more means, so we're gonna have to find out. But again, it's super cool to get involved. A lot of people have been saying good things as well as bad things. On the sense of the good side of things, they're excited. Cool Cats getting in front of an opportunity of getting it out there with football, with soccer, and people are going to want to get in. And we actually saw this with Deadfellas and things where individuals that won those tournaments, they actually received Deadfellas and they joined the community. And it was super cool just seeing those people that won because they didn't own Deadfellas. And it was just cool to like to see that interaction, more exposure to the brand as well. So that's the good side of things. But the bad side of things, people are like, it's a cash grab. They're grabbing more money out of us. They're pulling more stuff. But I'm going to be honest, again, how are you going to be able to make money in this bear market? Of course, you can go the royalty side, but this is an opportunity to not only bring in more revenue into the company, Cool Cats, as well as Animoca, OneFootball, the whole nine. But sometimes you have to do that to keep going on. And of course, remember, by the way, people in the NFT space, if you don't like it, guess what you don't have to do, Crier?
Don't have to mint it.
You don't have to mint it. You don't have to buy it. Just watch from the sideline and watch some football or some soccer on your TV. Like that's all you got to do. So what do you think about this, Crier? And I'm not going to ask you if you're going to mint it because you're not going to. So go ahead.
I actually think it's cool. I mean, I do like the aspect of you get like the grand prize winners get something that's not just like money. It's like an experience that you really can reproduce.
Absolutely.
Right? So and again, it's like memorabilia. I just like the over idea, and again, how you talked about the arcade thing. I think that's a good. You're trying to get the community involved in something,
doing stuff in the Discord.
Now you're getting the people who like soccer in this group of Cool Cat members. Like it's that niche category inside them. Now those people are going to be more bonded together here. So, it just builds areas of your community up to be more successful and more robust. And I think that's like the tribalism inside the community also can play a big factor in these types of things and just continually build, from a business standpoint, you're just building out more word of mouth advertising through people being like, dude, I go to this Discord all the time. I love hanging out in there and I like talking to all these people. I found some really cool people. So yeah, I think it's a good move. I do think that Cool Cats has been doing a lot of better moves late that, for sure.
Awesome. So. And then the other thing I would like to go ahead and say is with that partnership with Animoca Brands is pretty much how it happened. OneFootball has a massive amount of people that play their game, kind of like So Rare, and it's the fantasy style type game and whatnot. And a lot of the rewards in every single round are going to be these packs. And if these OneFootball fans actually go in and buy this cool cat the whole nine, they're going to have an opportunity to get those packs, which that's what they want. There's gold packs, there's irregular packs, things like that. They will be giving out these. So there's actually an opportunity for these individuals to go ahead, and if they mint it and they win, they're actually spending less money at times instead of just buying the pack outright, like just just doing it. So again, just a super cool thing. And of course, the NFTs will be evolving. So let's say they get into the group stage. Once they get to round 16, the border of the NFT, it's kind of like like I said, it's going to be a cool cat kicking of soccer ball. I almost said football, soccer ball. And the border of it, it's kind of like Marvel Snap. The borders change color.
Yeah.
This is pretty much what's going to happen here. So it's going to go from just a white border to green to kind of like a brownish red. Semifinals is going to be silver, finals yellow, gold, and then platinum for champions. So again, it's going to be just super cool. And of course, try to aim for those. Hopefully, if you mint out like the bet from the get-go, you mint out those top teams, you're going to have an opportunity. If on the side, if you want to make some ETH, you're going to have that opportunity. But again, if you do mint and you get a bad team, you're probably just going all the way with it to see hopefully if you win something, because that's pretty much what you're going to get from it. And hopefully they add some utility into the future. Like I said, the women's FIFA World Cup is coming up. Maybe they do something there. And there's a lot of things that they're capable of doing, which this blockchain technology is allowing them to do. This is the first time ever where companies have the opportunity not only to do these types of things, if it's cards, if it's magazines, and you get the little stamps and put the soccer stuff, or the NBA one that you can go to a CVS or Walgreens and buy the little stamps and put a little book. That's it. Once you're done, like, you don't do anything with it unless you like sell it on eBay or something. Here, they have an opportunity. If you own those assets, you can have more access. You can have free stuff. You can have opportunity to buy other things that others wouldn't. So hopefully, just like Upland, as well as Cool Cats and Animoca Brands, they do something beyond this so that we can talk about that word utility, and the Web 2 world sees that opportunity to do more. And that's what I'm mostly excited about, just the overall space, to see what capability we have to go into newer stuff.
For sure.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we got. Now it's the nerd time, Crier, because one of the biggest Marvel movies just came out, and it was Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Now, I talked about this already. You did your homework on opening night as well. Shout out to you. I went opening night as well. Shout out to my friends Orson and Moffitt and Carolina, the girlfriend. We all went, had a great time. And on a scale of 1 to 10, Crier, where are you going to put this movie at?
I'd do like a 7.
7. Okay, now let me ask you, what was better, Thor 4 or this?
Thor all day. Yeah.
Wow.
The newest Thor?
And yeah, the newest one with Christian Bale as the villain.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. That was
good.
Way better.
That's number 1. And then number 2, you watched did you watch Black Adam?
I like Black Adam better than this.
Did you like Black Adam? Okay, awesome. All right, so there's the 2 things. So now on my side, I will say I like this more than Thor.
You did?
Yes, it's actually on my list. Obviously, you everyone knows I have 15 is Thor 4, Love and Thunder, and 14 is actually going to be Wakanda Forever. So that's where we're at right now. By the way, we might have a little graphic of that list very soon. Yeah, I've skinned the teeth right there. I will say, like you guys heard at the beginning, I'm Riri Williams. Ironheart is her name. Number 1 fan. I think she absolutely crushed it. The actress was funny. The pure soul of like Riri just came out from this actress. Like, she absolutely crushed it. It felt like I was actually reading the comics. But by the way, if you're in the comics, Ironheart is one of the best ones I've ever read. I did not expect it at all. And if they can follow a little bit of that storyline, I think we're in for a very good show that, by the way, is coming out on Disney Plus next year, if I'm not mistaken, for Riri, which will be right after the events of Wakanda Forever. So super cool on that side. And the number 2 person for me that stole the absolute show or a movie for me was Amar. Like the whole storyline of the underwater.
That was bad.
Underwater.
That was like
city.
the best part of the movie, and then like everything else, I was like, "This is not good." Like, he was.
I mean,
awesome,
it wasn't bad, but like I feel like you and we loved the trailer. Like, they crushed it with the music, with the scenery, everything like that. So our expectations were so high on this movie that it failed to meet. And honestly, I thought I was gonna cry like 20 times more than I shed like 2 tears. I should have shed like 50 and I didn't. So I will say I was expecting a lot more. And I will say there's one scene, and I'm not going to ruin it. We'll talk about it hopefully next week. So we don't ruin it. There's one scene that I thought was so corny that I got pissed just watching it. So we'll talk about that. But I know, Crier, you mentioned it on the Shuri side, the actress for Shuri. In the first Black Panther, she was that number 2, number 3, and she did a phenomenal job. It flowed the right way.
The
and
side
I
character,
do, I will say that you and I agree on this, where in this movie, it felt like she was like trying too hard to be that lead, which obviously she was, but it didn't feel right. She did have some moments. Awesome. Good. There's one moment which was freaking phenomenal. We're not talking about it, but it did just feel forced. It felt forced with her. And that's pretty much our Sam. What do you think?
That's the same thing. Yeah. I just thought the overall, like, the acting wasn't as good as the previous movies for sure. I thought, and just like the story was kind of dragging on a little bit. And, I just felt like they could have narrowed. I felt like it was really long for what it actually was. They could have cut out like a good 25, 30 minutes, I feel like,
probably,
and been perfectly fine and had probably better just overall experience. Cause there was, it's like how you said that someone was kind of cheesy, but I mean, I definitely think it was just a little bit not that great acting, but the bad guy was incredible. He was awesome.
He
and that touch into the first mutant stuff was super cool. All right. Spoiler.
Don't listen to Crier. Golly, Crier. But it's okay, because it's been some time now that we
knew that before we were even going into it.
Yeah, kind of. But like we got the first touch of mutants, by the way, at the end of Miss Marvel. So this is the second. So not really a spoiler, but yeah. Thanks, Trump. No, we should be fine. But all right, so we did get that as well. We have full control of it, so it's super awesome. Yeah, sorry for the not 40. We have a lot more than. Come on. All right, but what's going on here is go out, watch it. Super great movie. I will say that there is one mid-credit scene at the end. I thought that was great. I was not expecting that. I've already said that I was expecting a little Doctor Doom at the end. Yeah. Unfortunately,
you're telling me that for weeks. Anti-spoiler over here.
How sick would have that been? All right, that's number one. And at the end of the movie, it's not really a scene. It's just words on the screen. If you want to go all the way towards it, by all means, but I would just recommend after the first mid-credit scene to just go on your phone and see what those last few words are, and you should be good to go home and scan that ticket so you don't have to pay for the parking that like I have to always do. But that pretty much wraps it up. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of Nerd FT Radio, and hopefully the next one we don't have another crypto exchange just rugging the fuck out of us, and we'll be back with some more NFTs.
With Crypto.com rugging us next week.
Hopefully it's not Crypto.com, but again, we'll catch you guys later, and again, thank you so much for tuning in. Peace.